Hello everyone, welcome back to this session of English. In this session, we are going to continue with our chapter Comprehension Ability. Now, this is part number 45. Till now, we have already done 44 parts on comprehension ability, that means reading comprehensions. So, in this session as well, we are going to discuss some more passages and questions based on these passages. So, in this session, we will discuss two passages, and these two passages are passage number 56 and passage number 57. Therefore, we have till now discussed 55 passages, and this is passage number 56 of the short passages. So these two are 56 and 57. We'll first read the entire passage, and after that we'll also discuss some questions based on these passages. So in this session as well, we will be doing some question and answers based on these passages, passage number 56 and passage number 57. Actually, the answers are given to us because the options are given to us, actually, four alternatives, and out of which we have to select one which is the best suitable answer for that particular question. Therefore, we can say that we have to recognize the answer, though it is given in the form of options to us. Okay, so we have to also consider that we have to discuss or we have to solve these passages in a short span of time, because in exam time we have short span of time. So in that short while we have to do the entire passage correctly. Just to make that approach success, what we can do, we have to read the entire passage, and while we are doing the questions, we will be it will help us out in locating or in finding the locations of the keywords. Also, if we read the entire passage and try to figure out the meaning of that particular passage, we may have an idea that what the passage is about, what actually the passage contains in it. So we can write the answers, or we can recognize the answers of many questions easily. Okay, so now let us begin with passage number 56 first. So first we will be doing passage number 56. What we will do, we will read the entire passage first. We'll try to figure out the meaning of that particular passage, and after that we'll go through the questions. Okay, now let us see this passage number 56. It is not very big, but it contains two paragraphs. So first of all, let us try to read this entire passage. According to Mahatma Gandhi, everyone knows him, father of the nation, education is a crucial tool for raising awareness and improving society. So according to Mahatma Gandhi, he considered education as the crucial tool. It means it is the most important tool for raising awareness and improving society. It means to improve society, education is must. It is the tool for the development of consciousness. Okay, for the development of consciousness and reconstitution of society. Again, the same thing is improving society. Since gaining independence, India has prioritized reforming the education system through government intervention. The National Policy on Education, NPE, of 1986 played a significant role in shaping the country's education system. Okay, it means it actually formulated the country's education system, providing a comprehensive framework for its development. This policy, along with its action program, was updated in 1992 through a collaborative effort involving state governments, educational organizations, and experts. However, critics and educators are concerned about one aspect of NPE that remains unaddressed. It means it was not noticed: the education of girls. It means there was one clause, or there was one situation or one aspect in NPE that was not fulfilled, and that is the education of girls. The NPE emphasizes the importance of gender equality in education as the strong gender focus. So it was the most important emphasis of NPE, that is equality in education. It means education to all, while they are men or women. Education for all inherently includes both genders. Both genders means male and female. Okay, so they are the gist of this passage is about NPE, that is National Policy on Education, and its amendment or updation in 1992, and also here they have talked about, they have also criticized one point that was not fulfilled, or one aspect that was not fulfilled in NPE. But if you can see that this passage is not new, it is around the time of 86 and the time of 1992, whereas now we see that it is NEP, that is National Education Policy. So they have talked about NPE, that was prior the scheme of education. Okay, so this is the small passage again, and I hope you understood the meaning of the entire passage. And now we will be doing questions based on on this passage. Okay, so let us start doing the questions. Question number 1 is, what did Mahatma Gandhi believe education to be? Now options are: a way for individuals to learn about the and respond of the world realities, a means to cultivate their sense of right and wrong to and shape society, a means to enhance their comprehension of societal structure, an instrument to develop their society consciously. Now, if we talk about these four options, and if we talk about the questions, Mahatma Gandhi believed education to be. Now, if you see the first line, according to Mahatma Gandhi, education is a crucial tool for raising awareness and improving society. It is the tool for the development of consciousness and reconstitution of society. So, according to this line, if we talk about words realities, no, it is not been mentioned over in the passage. A means to cultivate their sense of right and wrong, no. A means to enhance their comprehension of societal structure, an instrument to develop their society consciously. So according to this, D will be the correct answer, because here it is written to develop their society consciously. Okay, so here the correct answer is an instrument to develop their society consciously. So D will be the correct answer according to the first and second line of the paragraph of the passage. Okay, or of the first paragraph. Now let us move to the question number 2. And the question number 2 is, now first of all, let us see the question number 2. And it is, what did NPE on education offer? And the options are: recommendations for understanding education in nation, resources to aid in the advancement of education within the nation, a comprehensive plan for development of education in the country, extensive progress in education within the nation. Now, if we talk about this line, the NPE, that is National Policy on Education, NPE of 1986, played a significant role in shaping the country's education system, providing a comprehensive framework for its development. Okay. Also, through a collaborative effort involving state governments, education organizations, and experts. Okay. Now, if we see recommendations for understanding education in the nation, resources to aid in advancement of education with the nation, a comprehensive plan for the development of education in the country, because it actually play a significant role in providing a comprehensive framework for its development. Therefore, a comprehensive plan for the development of education in the country. So, National Policy on Education offers the comprehensive plan for the development of education in the country. Therefore, according to this, C will be the correct answer, which is somewhere directly given into the passage, though it is not directly in the same words, but actually it can be inferred from the passage directly, the first paragraph of the passage. Now let us move to the next question. The next question is, what concerns critics and educators as per the passage? Now the options are: the inclusion of girls. Inclusion means that girls are also included. Education is one of the objectives of NPE. The failure to achieve the goals set by NPE, the lack of fulfillment of NPE affecting girls' education, or one of the objectives of NPE has not been fulfilled. Now, if you see the last paragraph, however, critics and educators are concerned about one aspect of the NPE that remains unaddressed: the education on girls. Now, if we talk about this one, the lack of fulfillment of NPE affecting girls' education, but it is not affecting the girls' education, but there is only one aspect which is not fulfilled. So according to this, fourth will be the correct answer. That is, one of the objectives of NPE has not been fulfilled. Okay, so it has not been fulfilled. There is only one aspect, though it is on the education of girls, though it is not given again, but yes, there is one which is not fully, you can say, fulfilled. Okay, that has not been fulfilled. So according to this, D will be the correct answer. Now let us move to the next question, and the next question is, what does strong gender focus refer to in the passage? Now, first of all, let us see where this strong gender focus is written in the passage. And if you see the second paragraph, it is written, the NPE emphasizes the importance of gender equality in education, as the strong gender focused goal of education for all inherently include both the genders. Now, let us see the options. Emphasizing the importance of gender strength, highlighting the significance of gender strength, prioritizing attention on gender discrimination, concentrating on the balance between males and females. So they are actually, if you see over here in this last paragraph of the passage, critics and educators are concerned about one aspect of the NPE that remains unaddressed. It means unnoticed: the education of girls. The NPE emphasizes that the importance of gender equality in education, as the stronger gender focus. It means they want education for all. There should be equality between the male and female. Okay, and inherently include both genders. It means they include both the genders. Okay, so strong gender focus referred to here is actually prioritizing attention on gender discrimination. It means they don't want there to be gender discrimination. It means inequality. They have to focus on the gender equality, not the gender discrimination. Therefore, answer will be C according to the second paragraph of the passage. Okay. Now let us move to the next question. What does the author advocate for in the passage? So the options are education that does not require payment. No, they have not talked about any education system that does not require payment, because they have not talked about the free education system. Education accessible to everyone. Yes, of course, they are saying that education for all, but they are prioritizing the gender equality or gender discrimination. Therefore, we cannot say accessible to everyone. They want them basically for the girls, especially. Education of all individuals, regardless of gender, or the education of women. Therefore, the main the advocate here, actually they are not talking about the focus. They are saying that author advocate for in the passage. It means for whom he is arguing. So he's arguing for actually the women education system. So education of women. So answer will be D according to the passage. Okay. Now here passage number 56 ends, and now this is passage number 57 that we are going to do. Okay. So now again, this is passage number 57. We'll read the entire passage first, and after that we'll start attempting the questions based on this passage. In modern economics, there is no distinction made between renewable and non-renewable resources. Renewable resources means they will always exist, whereas non-renewable, that they will, you can say, they will end at a particular time. Everything is evaluated based on its monetary value. Monetary means money terms. This means that resources like water, power are only judged by their relative cost per unit. Okay, the cheapest option is always preferred, as choosing otherwise would be considered irrational and economically inefficient. It means just to, you can say, value anything on monetary basis, that is not the right thing, because we only follow the cheapest option, but that is irrational and economically inefficient. It means though the valuation of that particular resource may be possible, that is high or low, but may be possible the use of that particular commodity or particular product is very high as compared to the other products. Okay. However, from a Buddhist perspective, it means there is a Buddhist perspective, or the evaluation method adopted by the Buddhist approach, this approach is inadequate. It means this approach or this type of approach is inadequate, means that is not fine. There is a fundamental difference between non-renewable resources like coal and oil and renewable ones like wood and water power. Why so? If we talk about non-renewable resources like coal and oil and renewable ones like wood and water power, I hope you understand the meaning of these two things being compared, because water is actually the resource. We know well that it will exist, okay, always, but water is widely used, whereas if we talk about coal and oil, they are not used as much as water, which cannot be ignored. Now, renewable resources should only be used when absolutely necessary and with great care to conserve them, because non-renewable resources should only be used, they should only be used only when absolutely necessary. It means when there is no other option available. If they are really required, they should be used. If if they can be substituted with something else, they should be substituted. Using them recklessly or wastefully, it means if we do waste of them, is seen as the form of violence. They will be seen as a violence, or they will create a violence, because these things will cannot be wasted. They will harm. Although achieving complete non-violence may be difficult, it is still humanity's duty to strive for this ideal in all aspects of life. Okay, so they are talking about renewable and non-renewable resources and their valuation, that it should not be done on the monetary value terms only. So let us start doing the questions based on this passage. I hope you understood the meaning of this passage. Okay, so first of all, we'll see the questions based on this passage. Now let us see the questions based on this passage. The first question is, what is the author attempting to do in this passage? Explain the differences between two economic viewpoints. Emphasize the importance of preserving natural resources. Highlight the modern economist's primary focus on costs, or distinguish between resources that can be replenished and those that cannot. So they are actually talking about, if you see this one, the relative cost per unit, the cheapest opinion is preferred, and choosing or otherwise would be considered irrational and economically inefficient. However, from a Buddhist perspective, this approach is inadequate. So they are talking about the valuation of something, and the monetary value is not always right. So author, what he wants to do, explain the difference between two economic viewpoints. Emphasize the importance of preserving natural resources. Now, highlight the modern economist's primary focus on costs. So he wants to highlight that the C part, that the modern economist's primarily focus on cost, which should not be done according to Buddhist approach. This is inadequate. So according to this, C will be the correct answer. Okay. Now let us move to the question number 2. And the question number 2 is, what does the passage suggest about Buddhist economists oppose? Okay, it means they are saying that Buddhist economists, what they oppose. Now, if you see this, however, from a Buddhist perspective, this approach is inadequate. Why so? Because the cheapest option, okay, this means that resources like water power and are only judged by the relative cost. It means they are evaluated on the monetary value. Whereas Buddhist approach, according to Buddhist perspective, this approach is inadequate. Okay. So the utilization of resources that cannot be replenished, evaluating everything solely in monetary terms. Obviously, what do they oppose? To evaluate based on monetary value. Implementing non-violence across the advancing economic growth. They only oppose. Oppose means they are only against the evaluation of everything solely in monetary terms. They do not find it fine because they find it inadequate. Therefore, what do they oppose? It means what they are against of is actually the B part, that is evaluating everything solely on monetary terms. Okay, so here according to this, B will be the correct answer. Now let us move to the next one. The next question is, What does the Buddhist economist viewpoint suggest about using fuels such as coal and oil? So they should only be utilized when no other fuel options available or exist. Their cost compared to wood and water power should be lower. Wood and water power should not be considered. They should be used when there is abundant supply. Now, if you see this line, there is a fundamental difference between non-renewable resources like coal and oil and renewable ones like wood and power, which cannot be ignored. What is that? Non-renewable resources should only be used when absolutely necessary and with great care to conserve them. So according to this line, it should be that they should only be utilized when no other fuel option exists. So they should be used only by this approach. There is no abundant supply of that, and other two things are not mentioned in the passage. So according to this, it is directly given, or it can be inferred directly, that answer is A, that they should only be utilized when no other fuel option exists. So A will be the correct answer according to this. Now the next question is, which of the following statements is likely untrue based on the passage? Now these are three statements, and we have further options that what statements are likely incorrect. Okay, so there are these four statements, and they are asking about what are the four statements that are that are likely incorrect, and they are talking about statements likely untrue based on the passage. Okay, so they want us to tell that false statement are there. What are the false statements in the passage? Okay, which of the following statements is likely untrue? It means false based on the passage. And what statements are likely incorrect? Okay, so the author criticizes modern economist approach to natural resources as economically inefficient. Yes, of course, in the first, if we say that this approach is economically inefficient. Okay, Buddhist economists disregard the cost of fuels. According to Buddhist economic philosophy, using oil for non-essential purposes goes against their principles. No, it is not actually given in the passage, but they are saying that according to Buddhist economist philosophy, they find that these should be used only when it is necessarily required. Buddhist economists consider cutting down trees to be form of violence, whereas they are saying that using them recklessly seems as the form of violence. Okay, so they are talking about not the trees, but they are talking about that these non-renewable resources, if they are used recklessly or wastefully, they will create the violence. Okay, so according to that, this 3 and 4 line is incorrect. So 3 and 4 line is incorrect. So according to this, C will be the correct answer, because 3 and 4, both of these lines are incorrect according to the passage. Okay, I hope you understood this question very well. Whereas the first two lines, they are actually given in the passage, which are true, but this economist disregard the cost of fuels. They have not talked about this in the passage actually. So according to this, because if we see the options as well, it is given 1 and 2. We know well that 1 is the absolutely correct answer. Sorry, it is not actually the correct answer, but the correct statement. Whereas they are talking about the incorrect statement. 1, 2, and 4. No, it is not possible because 1 is correct. 3 and 4, we know well that this is incorrect. And if we talk about D, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, again it includes 1, which is the correct statement. So according to this, that C will be the correct answer, that is 3 and 4. Okay. Now the next question is, the passage indicates that while a modern economist views it as economically inefficient to utilize type of fuel, a Buddhist economist view it as economically inefficient to utilize type of fuel. It means the entire these lines, what do they indicate? So here the options are a logical and unnecessary, a costly and non-renewable resource, an illogical, unnecessary, inexpensive, or renewable. So they are asking about actually the title. Passage indicates that while a modern economist views, according to this line. So according to this, B will be the correct answer. A costly, non-renewable means when we have two type of resources, one is renewable and another one is non-renewable. Non-renewable is actually, if we talk about the monetary value, but in the real sense, actually, it is B, that is a costly and non-renewable. Okay, so that is the correct, you can say, the title of this passage. So I hope you understood the passages, both of the passages. These passages were simple and easy, and you can also see that the passages are direct. We can easily analyze the meaning. The passages were not too hard, and the questions based on them can be inferred directly from the passage. So if we read the entire passage carefully, we are able to answer the questions in a short span of time. So I hope you understood both the passages thoroughly. So in the next session as well, we will be doing some passages. I hope you understood all these passages very well. So thanks to you till then. Stay tuned.